There was a time when I thought my life would never change. I thought breakthroughs were meant for other people. Or the ones who had it all figured out, who woke up motivated, who had the confidence, the energy, the support. I'd scroll through stories of success and wonder, what do they have that I don't? I kept searching for the big shift, the magic solution, the grand moment that would flip everything in my favor. But the truth didn't come with fireworks. It didn't arrive with applause. It didn't show up on a stage or during some sudden moment of clarity. It came quietly, subtly, through one habit, one decision, one new standard I set for myself. That's it. That one habit changed everything. And before I tell you what it is, I want you to understand something. We often overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. We keep looking for dramatic changes, yet ignore the small decisions shaping us daily. We look for instant results when real success is the result of quiet repetition. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. That one habit that changed my life was showing up, even when I didn't feel like it. Simple, yes. Easy, not always, but powerful, absolutely. I decided to show up for my goals, my health, my peace, my boundaries, whether or not I had the motivation. I made a deal with myself. We don't wait to feel ready. We show up anyway. And that changed my identity. That changed my results. That changed my entire life. Showing up doesn't mean being perfect. It means being present. It means doing something today that your future self will thank you for. It means keeping the promise you made to yourself, even when no one else is watching. Because here's the truth, your life doesn't rise to the level of your dreams, it falls to the level of your habits. That one habit, to show up, rewired the way I thought. I stopped waiting for the ideal mood to take action. I stopped letting bad days dictate my consistency. I stopped starting over every time life got messy. Instead, I committed to this. No matter how I feel, I show up for me. There were days I didn't feel like journaling, I wrote anyway. There were days I didn't want to work out, I moved my body anyway. There were days I doubted myself, I still recorded the video, wrote the words, said the affirmation. There were days I wanted to isolate and I still reached out to someone I loved. There were days I felt like quitting, I reminded myself, progress is still progress, even when it's small. You see, the gap between where you are and where you want to be, that's not a gap of talent. It's a gap of consistency. Motivation fades, excitement wears off, but habits remain. And if your habits are rooted in discipline, clarity, and alignment, your growth becomes inevitable. Showing up isn't sexy, it's not glamorous. No one claps for you when you wake up at 5 a.m. No one sees you turning down distractions. No one applauds your quiet efforts, but these moments build character, they build resilience, they build momentum. And that momentum will carry you forward on the days when willpower is low. I had to rewire my mind to understand this. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. Consistency is not about hustle culture, it's about self-trust. When you show up for yourself every day, you prove to your mind, I'm someone who follows through. I'm someone who doesn't give up on themselves. Let me tell you what this one habit changed for me. It changed how I saw myself. I stopped waiting for others to believe in me. I became my own source of confidence. Every time I showed up, I built evidence that I could trust myself. It changed how I used my time. I stopped wasting hours in indecision. Instead of thinking, should I do it today? I already knew the answer. Yes, we show up. It changed my emotions. I realized I didn't need to feel motivated to take action. Action creates motivation. When I moved, clarity followed. When I took one small step, I felt better, not the other way around. It changed my relationships. People noticed. Not because I said anything, but because I was different, calmer, more grounded, more intentional. I didn't react the same. I responded with peace. Because when you show up consistently for your inner world, the outer world stops controlling you. It changed my future. All the things I used to dream about, they became reality, not because of luck, but because of habits. Because I made the decision once and lived it daily. Here's the thing. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're inconsistent. They show up strong on Monday and disappear by Thursday. They wait for inspiration. They let mood determine movement, but your power isn't in your mood. It's in your decisions, and the most powerful decision you will ever make is to keep showing up regardless of how you feel. Think of it like this. You don't brush your teeth once and expect a lifetime of freshness. You don't eat one healthy meal and expect lifelong fitness. So why do we expect our dreams to manifest without daily action? That's the shift. Small, repeated actions. It's not the intensity, it's the consistency. And if you want your life to change, stop asking, what should I do today? Start asking, what am I willing to do every day? For me, that answer was showing up, and it didn't start big. It started with 5 minutes of writing, 10 minutes of walking, one positive affirmation, one glass of water, one moment of silence, and over time it grew. It grew into a mindset, a lifestyle, a new identity. You want more clarity, show up. You want more peace. Show up, you want more confidence. Show up, you want better relationships. Show up, you want success. You guessed it, show up. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds belief. Belief builds results. And results build momentum. That's the cycle, that's the path. When I adopted this habit, I stopped starting over. I stopped chasing shortcuts. I stopped waiting for the right time. I became consistent, and consistency gave me power. Yes, you'll have off days. Yes, you'll feel tired, discouraged, overwhelmed. But the habit of showing up will carry you through. Because it's no longer a question, it's who you are, and this is important. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means returning again and again. It means forgiving yourself when you slip. It means showing up the next day, and the next, and the next. There were days I showed up messy, tired, uninspired, but I still showed up. And those days mattered just as much, maybe even more. Because it proved to me that I could still grow, even in chaos. This one habit taught me discipline. It taught me self-respect. It taught me how to build something real, not just wish for it. So what does showing up look like for you? Maybe it's writing 1 page a day. Maybe it's saying one kind thing to yourself. Maybe it's meditating for 5 minutes. Maybe it's keeping your word to go to the gym. Maybe it's choosing silence instead of reacting. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's walking away from a toxic conversation. Maybe it's setting one small boundary. Maybe it's simply sitting with yourself in stillness. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be consistent, and over time this habit compounds, like drops of water in a jar. You don't see the shift immediately, but one day you look around and realize you're living a life you once only imagined because you showed up for it. Day by day, step by step, moment by moment. So today I want you to decide, what is the one habit you'll commit to starting now? The one action that your future self will thank you for. Because trust me, it only takes one decision. One standard, one habit. That habit of showing up changed my entire life. And it can change yours too. Real transformation doesn't come from motivation alone. It's built through one simple, consistent habit repeated daily. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite a fire, but it can't keep it burning. What keeps the fire alive is what you do after the spark fades. It's that one action you choose when no one's watching, that one promise you keep to yourself. It's waking up and showing up even when you're tired, uninspired, or full of doubt. Consistency, not intensity, is what rewires your mind, reshapes your identity, and rebuilds your life from the inside out. Motivation may get you started, But habit is what carries you when your emotions fail you. Because real change doesn't demand that you feel powerful every day. It only asks that you stay faithful to the small, quiet actions that build power over time. Your future isn't defined by your dreams, but by the small disciplined choices you make when no one is watching. Dreams give you vision, but discipline gives you direction. It's easy to talk about goals when the room is full and the energy is high. But the real test is what you do in silence, when there's no spotlight, no applause, and no one cheering you on. It's those quiet moments, the early mornings, the late nights, the decisions to stay focused instead of distracted, that shape the life you're building. Your success won't come from grand plans written in journals, but from the tiny, often unnoticed choices that you repeat daily. When you choose discipline over comfort, growth over ease, and purpose over procrastination, even when no one sees it, that's when your future begins to change. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but right now in the decisions you make when no one else is watching. The one habit that changes everything is not about doing more, it's about becoming more aligned, more intentional, and more present in a world that worships hustle and noise. We're taught that success means constant motion. But the truth is, real power comes when you slow down and begin living on purpose, when you stop reacting and start responding, when you stop chasing everything and start aligning with what truly matters. That one habit isn't about filling your calendar, it's about clearing the clutter in your mind. It's about choosing to live each moment with awareness instead of autopilot. To ask yourself, is this choice moving me closer to who I want to become? Intentional living turns the ordinary into sacred. It shifts your focus from doing more to being more. More grounded, more focused, more aware. And once you build a habit of presence, of truly showing up in your own life, everything begins to change, not from the outside in, but from the inside out.